Hi, I'm Shay. I'm a blind YouTuber and I thought I would share a story time that just happened to me about a month ago. Uh, you probably know already what it is by the title of this video. So, let's start from the beginning. I had a doctor's appointment this particular day, just an eye checkup and just to see where I'm at, how my vision is going, what can I see, did it decrease, all that kind of stuff. And I was having a really good time, like just going to the doctor and like being with my partner and just listening to Sirius radio, and like I was just having a good time. And so I had my little cane out. I got out of the car, started walking toward the elevators, which is right across this pharmacy, and like literally right across, the pharmacies in the same building. Anyways, I was on the main floor and I got into the elevator. For whatever reason, only one of these elevators has a audio audio cue of what floor you're on, but the elevator I got into didn't have it. So I went in there with a few other people, and because my eyesight's not the greatest, I was going by the buttons that that was pressed for me, because I asked, like, could you press whatever floor I was on, and press whatever floor my doctor was on. So someone pressed it for me, and I was just going by the glow of the buttons, like, because I know about where my floor is. So because I did that and I didn't have an audio cue to tell me what floor I was on, I ended up getting off on the wrong floor. Instead of getting off on the 6th floor, I ended up getting off on the 8th. I got off because, again, there was no audio cue for me to know what floor it was, and everyone else had pretty much gotten off of the elevator and there was only one other person that was there. So we both got off, and when I got off the elevator, I was looking around because usually right across from the elevator, when the doors open, there's this giant number right on the wall to tell you what floor you're on. So usually it's not that number isn't placed right in front of the elevator doors when it opens. It's usually off to the side to where the hall is, where you walk down the hall to go to your doctor. When the doors were opening, I couldn't see that. So when I got off, I couldn't see a number anywhere, a giant number anywhere. So I was like, this floor looks a little odd because everything's not where it's supposed to be. And this, what happened to the chairs down this hallway as I was walking to where I thought my doctor was. And I turned the corner and I was like, this is kind of empty. This floor is kind of empty. What floor is this? Because usually if it's not people, there's usually nurses and technicians walking around there. I turned the corner and I asked this woman who is the receptionist, and I asked her what floor I was on, and she told me, and I was like, oh shit. I got off on the wrong floor, sorry. And she's like, that's fine. And she asked if I needed help, and I didn't. It was like, it's okay. So I went to the elevator. I went back to the elevators, and I could see that the down button was already pushed. So I just stood there, and there was just me, one other person to my right, and a little further down to where the 3rd elevator is was this woman walking toward us with, it looked like a cart with a bunch of envelopes, and I think they were test samples. I'm not entirely sure. Okay, what I'm about to tell you next, I cannot stress this enough. This person wasn't just pushing an ordinary cart, and she wasn't just like a receptionist. She was in scrubs. She was literally in scrubs. She had her hair up, and I think she was just taking those envelopes or samples, whatever they were, with her somewhere. And I was just standing, again, I had my cane with me. So there was a visual aid to show you that I am visually impaired. I live in Canada. People pretty much know what a cane is when you see that. Or if you see someone being led by a dog and they also have a cane, one of those really long thin canes, then you know that they're blind. Or at least visually impaired. And this woman who had the cart had said, "What floor are you trying to go to?" And I had no way to know that she was talking to me. I cannot stress this enough. I had no way to know she was talking to me. All I was wearing was my glasses, and I had my cane, and there was one other person with me. So how was I supposed to know that she was talking to me, right? And apparently that other person who was standing with me or standing next to me worked in the building or something, because she was literally talking to me. But I didn't know that at the time. And I kind of just ignored it because, well, I don't know if she was talking to me or if she's talking to the person next to me, because there's two of us. There's two people standing there. You could be talking to anyone. And I just stood there with my cane waiting for the elevator door to open. And this is what she did. She pushed her cart closer to where the elevator door, where we were standing. She leans over her cart and says, "I said, what floor are you going to?" That's exactly how she said it. I'm not exaggerating. I'm not trying to like make this more entertaining than it is. That's literally what she said. Leaned over her cart, looked at me and said, "I said, what floor are you going to?" And like, I kind of just laughed. I laughed because I couldn't, like, Harry Potter and the audacity of this bitch kind of thing. I just kind of laughed. Again, I just laughed and I stared at her like, I got up on the wrong floor and I'm going to floor 7 or floor 6 or 7. I was like on the 8th or 9th floor. It was the wrong floor anyways. She's like, "You know, this is floor 9, right? We're just gonna say it's floor 9. You know, we're on floor 9, right?" And I looked at her. I was like, "Yeah, I know. Thanks." And I still had a smile on my face because I couldn't believe how fucking rude this worker was, this nurse. Whatever she was, she worked in this building, and that was so fucking rude. I don't know how else to say it. That was beyond rude. You see, I have a cane, and you want to have some kind of, I don't know what, some kind of attitude with me because I didn't engage with you because I can't see you? Are you serious? I don't know that you're talking to me. You're a complete stranger and you're just pushing some random cart and you want to have a fucking attitude with me. I was just waiting patiently for the elevator doors to open. And that woman who was standing next to me didn't really say anything, but the whole atmosphere felt awkward and tense. That was just how it felt. And when the elevator's doors opened, I started walking there. And then I walked in, got close to the buttons, pressed my actual floor, and that woman next to me got into, and the woman with the cart who was giving me all of that attitude walked into the elevator and shoved past me. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. It's not that I didn't even give her room. I was literally standing right next to the wall. And you could fit like 4 strollers into this elevator. But she had this, it's not even a huge shopping cart. It was one of those small little carts that you would see, or that you would see at like grocery stores or things like that. So she pushed past me. She purposely pushed me. She shoved my arm, and I think she was like trying to like body check me or something, because she had enough room. I don't know if there was a disability thing that she had a problem with, or the fact that I'm Aboriginal that she had a problem with. I don't know what it was. All I know is that she pushed me. I didn't hear her. She got an attitude, and then she pushed me. When I got off on my floor, I couldn't believe that happened. Honestly, when I was standing in the elevator, I was just thinking, don't fight her. Don't fight her. Don't fight her. Because where you, it also really determines where you grow up, but you don't just let people disrespect you like that. But also, I'm a grown-ass woman, and I can't be fighting people left and right, especially when I'm visually impaired. So I was standing in the elevator, just don't fight her, don't fight her, don't fight her. Just get off the elevator, it'll be fine. But the rest of the day, I just could not believe that happened. I could not believe that shit happened. I can't believe you work in a doctor's office. You should be fired. You should not work here. Don't work in a doctor's office if that's how you're going to act to someone who is blind. It's not that hard. I don't know if that other woman seen Karen push me, but but she was there, and she probably didn't see it. I don't know, because again, I'm visually impaired, but that's what happened. She pushed me. And yes, she did have that typical Karen attitude of, let me speak to your manager kind of vibe about her. So I've learned over the years that people who act like that just hate themselves, and they're just full on miserable about whatever they're going through, or maybe they're just miserable about their life, and it has really nothing to do with me. So I really hope this woman finds a new job, finds a new outlook on life, because you can't be treating people with disabilities that way. I really hope that she finds, I don't know, some sort of peace, and you're not such a bitch anymore. That would be great. So that was an experience. I didn't tell my doctor about it because, like, what is he gonna do? I don't know who that woman is. I just know that she was on the 9th floor and interacted with her once. So probably that bitch probably still works there. If the lighting looks different, that's because I had to turn on the lamp over here, and I opened the blinds because it's pretty late in the afternoon, and you know, winter, the sun's going down. So there's that. So that's my encounter with a Karen as a blind person. If you like this story, please comment, like, and subscribe for more. And I will, and I also have social media. I have Instagram and Twitter that you can follow me on there. I will put random thoughts that I've had on Twitter. I don't really use Instagram, but I'm on Twitter. And I will see you in the next one. Bye.